Okay, so this particular lesson is going to be finding missing angles using the trig ratios. So yesterday's lesson was finding missing sides. Today's going to be finding missing angles. So the idea is you still need to decide which trig function to use. You still set up a proportion. And then when you solve, you're going to have to use the inverse trig function. So when you look on your calculator and you see the word sine and cosine and tangent, above those sine, cosine, and tangent, you see, at least in my calculator in yellow, sine -1. And sine -1 really is the inverse sine. And then cosine -1 is really like the inverse cosine, and then cosine tangent, or second tangent is the inverse tangent. These inverse functions just get you back to the angle measures. So it's like if you were given the angles and you want to find the decimals, you hit the regular sine function. Now when you're given basically the decimal equivalents, or in this case we'll have ratios which are equivalent to decimals, then by doing the inverse functions you go back to the angles. Okay, so the idea here is once you do those inverse trig functions, you're going to round those angle measures that you get, and here it's going to be to the nearest whole degree. The proportion is still SOHCAHTOA. And now we're looking for this angle x over here, but the 4 is the adjacent side, the 6 is the hypotenuse side, so it happens to be a cosine. So the cosine of the angle of x equals 4/6. So what we're going to do into the calculator is you're actually going to type in, well, let's get to the calculator for 1 second. Make sure that you are back in degree mode. I am not. So I'm going to put enter here, and I'm going to go back. And so what you're going to type into your calculator, let me extend this page a little bit, is going to be, come on, extend up. So you're going to actually type in second cosine, and it's going to open up a parenthesis, and then you're just going to type in this ratio, 4/6. It does have a decimal equivalent. You don't need to get that there, but the typing, the keystrokes, is going to be second cosine 4/6. So let's see, second cosine, and you know it's an inverse because the -1 shows up. And then 4 divided by 6, close your parentheses. Here's your angle measure. To the nearest whole degree, you look at the 10th value, and that's a 1, which means the 1 keeps the 8 the same, and my answer is 48 degrees. Next one, we're looking for the angle here at x. We've got the adjacent side, and then we've got the opposite side. Happens to be the tangent function. So the tangent of the angle x equals opposite 4 over adjacent, which is 12. Remember, the keystrokes in the calculator is you're going to do second tan, which is going to open up a parenthesis, and you'll do 4 divided by 12. You'll close it up, and you'll get an answer. Okay, so again, what we're doing here is we're going to go second tan, opens it up, you see tan -1, inverse, 4 divided by 12, and then hit enter, and here we get 18.4, which is just 18 degrees. So angle x is 18 degrees. If we take a look at number 3, we're looking for the value of y. We've got the opposite side, we've got the hypotenuse, so the sine of angle y equals opposite over hypotenuse. Again, what you're typing in the calculator is second sine, which is the inverse, and then you're just going to type in that fraction. So second sine, and then we're doing, let's see, what was the fraction again? 4 divided by 6. So get this up, slide this over, 4 divided by 6. Close my parentheses, and this comes out to be 41.8 degrees or 42 degrees. And I believe that's all that we have is 3 examples for you. Okay, so just those 3 examples, and you're doing the inverse functions to get the missing angles. Good luck with the homework.